I'm a little bit of everything.
Bernie Gambino.
Bernie Gambino.
Everybody.
One of a kind.
One of a kind.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'm a one of a kind. I'm one of a kind in my own mind.
Yeah. When I first met you, you described your life as a Lifetime movie. Can you expand on that?
Oh, a lot of trauma, a lot of things that have happened to me. And I'm not minimizing anyone else's life in terms of their trauma or what's happened to them. But when I look at my life now, even with my diagnoses, I shouldn't be here. But I'm here.
What was your diagnosis?
I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2007. I was diagnosed stage 4 in 2013. So, and I'll never be cancer-free and I'll never be in remission. So when I look at that and I looked at 2013 to 2025, you do the math. And I go see my oncologist twice a year, and we always joke that I shouldn't be here. So there's a bigger plan for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, I had a near head-on when I was a cop. I had another rollover accident where there was severe injuries and somebody died. And, you know, and had I not had my seatbelt on, I would have been killed. You know, there's just so many things that have happened to me that have shaped the way I grew, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, physically. And in that space, when you look at all that I've been through, all that I've accomplished in my life, everything that I've experienced, it's a freaking Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I would say so.
You know, so.
How would you say those experiences shaped the person you are now?
I've grown emotionally and energetically and spiritually and psychically. I would say that I live as most authentically as I can now than I did when I was younger. Okay, yeah. I don't give a flying fuck what people think of me.
Yeah.
I really don't, because number one, they don't pay my bills. They are not the measure of my worth. And I really try to be a good person. Like I try to be empathetic. I try to be generous. I try to live my life in a way that if I was on the outside looking in and seeing how my life progressed, it's something that I can really be proud of, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
So, and it's what I aspire to, and it's a challenge. It's a challenge to do the right thing. I do the right thing. Sometimes even when it's uncomfortable. A lot of people, they get sucked into, they do what's good for them.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
I would say most people do what's good for them, especially living in a city like Los Angeles.
Yeah, and it's hard to not think outside that box.
Yes. How do you think you survived cancer, especially with a stage 4 diagnosis?
I had no fear around it.
Yeah, that's powerful.
I will tell you this. When I was first diagnosed in 2007, there was a period of time in 2008 that I was very afraid. Like I was afraid I wasn't going to see my daughter grow up. I was afraid I wasn't going to meet my grandchildren. There was a period of time. And then as that passed, and then I had a car accident in 2011, and that was very prolific in my life. That helped shape me. When I was diagnosed in 2013, I didn't even recognize what the diagnosis was, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like I had no fear around it. It's like I didn't fucking care. My life was in such a state, like, okay, what does it mean? It doesn't mean anything to me. I knew it, but I didn't fully grasp the meaning of it. I mean, I was like, oh, well, I don't know how much time I have left. And I was like, okay, well, fuck this shit. I ain't going anywhere. Mm-hmm. And I really felt that. I still feel that today. I'm not going anywhere. Just to reiterate that, when I had my car accident in 2011, they found spots on my lungs. So when I came back to LA and I went to my oncologist, they said, oh, well, there's 2, 3, 4 spots. We'll just keep watching them. I'm like, okay. I didn't care.
Yeah.
2 years later, they were up to like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 spots.
In your lungs?
In my lungs. And I already knew what it was, but because they were small and we didn't really have any surgery, we didn't do anything like that at that time, there was no definitive diagnosis. And then I had a procedure through UCLA radiology where they tried to take some of the tissue. And I'll never forget this. It came back non-diagnostic. And that's what my oncologist went with. I'm like, I already know what it is. But I remember the radiologist that did the procedure comes in after, and I'm recovering, and he says, just because we haven't found anything doesn't mean it's not cancer. I already knew.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to June of that year, 2013, I had a heart issue. That scared me more. I was working at the time, and when I got off work at 4 a.m. I woke up and there was a message from my cardiologist because I had had a stress test. Mm-hmm. And she went through the whole thing. of like, oh, well, and the only thing I heard, when you listen to something and it's traumatic and you only hear bits and pieces?
Yes.
The only thing that I remember hearing is your stress test is abnormal, heart attack, open heart surgery, stent. And I'm like, what? So I called work and I said, look, there's something going on with my heart. Don't know what it is. I'm not coming in tonight. And in all honesty, I don't know when I'll be back until I figure this out. So I went through that. And then I talked to my oncologist. I said, what's going on with my lungs? She goes, well, we can continue watching it. And I'm like, something told me no. Something told me, no, you got to figure this out. So I ended up having lung surgery where they took out part of my lung. And I was diagnosed. I was like, okay. And then I went off work. I was off work for 2 years before I retired. And the interesting thing was my mother was diagnosed stage 4. It spread to her lungs and she was gone in 7 months.
Wow.
So everybody in my family was devastated, except me. I'm like walking around. I didn't care. We go to the doctor and my brother, my sisters, everybody's there. And my oncologist does her thing. They ask all their questions and that's it. Like, cool. That was like in August. I had surgery in July. That was like in August. Mm-hmm. A couple of months later, I had a couple more surgeries because my cancer is estrogen positive. I had my fallopian tubes, my ovaries taken out. I asked my oncologist, I say, well, what's going on? What's the prognosis? Where are we at? And she says something. I remember her saying, like when you've entered that place of stage 4 cancer. And I was like, huh?
Oh,
I'm sorry,
man.
what?
Yeah.
And the whole thing about never being cancer-free and remission. I literally left my oncology appointment. I called my brother, and his name is Vinny. I go, yo, Vin. I said, do you know that I have stage 4 cancer? He goes, yeah. Do you know I'll never be in remission? He goes, yeah. Do you know that I will never be cancer-free? He goes, were you not at the appointment we were all at 3 months ago?
It is funny what trauma does to you. It shuts off a part of your brain.
It wasn't trauma. I just didn't connect to it.
Okay. That's even more powerful.
I didn't connect to it. It's like I had no fear. And I'm like, she said that? Like, really? She said that? And he goes, yeah. I go, oh, well, okay. And here we are.
12 years later?
That's it.
It's 2026, 13 years later.
Yeah. Yeah.
You never let it take over.
I never felt like God was going to take me that way. Like that, I just didn't have the fear. It's like, fuck that shit. I ain't going anywhere. It ain't my time. And I knew it. I even say now, like there's a knowing I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's a deep knowing.
It's a deep knowing. I was more scared when I had 2 heart attacks 4 days apart in 2022 when they put in the stent. And that scared me more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you just knew that this particular sickness wasn't going to take you off this planet. That makes sense.
No.
My mom, when she got diagnosed, because she got diagnosed stage 4, and she lived another 4 years. Mm-hmm. But in the last year of her life, I understand everybody handles cancer in different ways, mentally.
Right.
My mom had given up in the last year, especially because chemo was really hard on her.
Yeah.
And the trials that she went through was all very hard on her. She sat me down, I will never forget this, maybe 3 months before she died, and she goes, I can't do this anymore. This is not a life. And I was like, it's okay. So I knew that she had given up.
Right.
And she just knew that was going to be
She couldn't
her
see the
way
light
off
at the
it.
end of the
She
tunnel.
couldn't see, no. It was like cancer had quite literally taken the life out of her. And I watched that happen. Yeah. She was my hero too.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Thank you. Actually, my ex-girlfriend, her father had cancer, diagnosed stage 4. This was years ago. He gets the diagnosis and he writes on permanent marker on a wall, I am a cancer survivor. This guy was not supposed to live, and he's still alive. Yeah. I think he was diagnosed when she was a teenager. Yeah. This was 15 years ago. Yeah. Still alive. Then there's no explanation for it other than his mindset.
I think, I will tell you personally that I feel like I'm a vessel. Mm-hmm. I'm a channeler, and I am a vessel on this planet. And
I would agree.
There's not a whole lot that gets in my way. Not physically. I mean, I played women's tackle football when I was 56, 57, 58,
That's awesome.
59.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It is. It's
That's
a real
so cool.
thing. In fact, the season opener's tonight.
Yeah.
And there's like 18 teams around the country. When I set my mind to something, you can't talk me out of it. And the only reason I stopped playing football is literally because I could die. Like if I get hit wrong, I can, like that kid Demir Hamlin that went into cardiac arrest on the field.
Yeah.
When I realized that can happen to me, it was a weird thing because for 3 years my cardiologist was telling me, okay, look, I really don't want you to play. I'm more worried about internal bleeding. And I'm like, fine, I'm fine. I'm going to be great. It's all good. Hit me some more. But when that happened, it was like God had shown me, say, okay, I let you play. I let you do this. Now it's time to let it go. I think I'm going to live to be 105.
Especially if you carry that mindset.
I just don't, unless my body gives out. And I do a lot to keep my body going.
You're a very resilient person. How does that serve you in your day-to-day?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. All of this is bound to build resilience.
It's a weird thing because I don't see failure as failure. I see failure as a way to grow and an opportunity to look at something different.
I completely agree. And
I think the biggest and most frustrating thing for me is how people don't look at things that way. And they have these self-limiting beliefs because I really believe that I can achieve anything. Like it's a weird thing. It's weird.
Yeah.
I really do believe that. If I put my mind to it, I think I can do anything. And it's like, I don't know why people don't think that.
Yeah.
And I understand childhood trauma and the voices in our head and stuff like that. I just don't let the voices stop me.
You push past them.
Yeah, it's like how am I going to get there? How am I going to do this? How am I going to? It's like I'll figure it out.
So you take the first step before your thoughts stop you from taking action.
I think so. Okay, I have said for a very long time now that I'm divinely led and I'm divinely blessed. And I really do trust the universe is going to show me the way. It's a weird kind of thing. Like, I believe that the universe will not let pass you by anything that is meant for you. And that's everybody. I believe that. You know what I'm doing in terms of Sweetwater.
Yes.
If I had seen the numbers in the very beginning, because I had an idea, well, this is what I'm going to do. This is how much I'm going to spend. And I literally, it's like, and people saying, you're not going to, I'm like, watch me. I'm not, this is what it is. And I was so steadfast. And that ignorance of the reality of what I was going to have to do allowed me to leap.
That makes so much sense.
And once I was able to leap and the process was going and I realized, oh my God, I fucked myself. I figured out a way.
Yeah.
Every fucking step of the way.
Because there's always a way.
There's always a way.
There's always a way.
You just have to get out of your own way to see what that is. What's that saying? You don't have to see the whole staircase. You only have to see the first step.
Yes. Yeah.
Some people can't even get to the first step.
Mm-hmm.
They literally stop themselves before that.
Yeah.
And I just think I have this Pollyanna view of most people where we are beautiful human beings. We have a light within us from the day we're born, and we fight to keep that light going through childhood trauma, childhood sexual abuse, whatever what is destined for us in this life. It's that constant battle and the struggle to keep that light burning. And once you reconnect with that, everything changes in your life.
Yeah.
Everything. That's my belief. I mean, it's a little kind of woo-woo. I don't care.
It's not that woo-woo to me. I mean, I agree with everything that just came out of your mouth. It's interesting because life is both so beautiful and at the same time so awful.
It can be.
Look at your story. There are so many things that we go through to make us more resilient, yes. But life often attempts to steal our joy.
All the time.
In every which way.
Right.
And if you let it, it will.
Yeah.
But I'm also of the firm belief that in order to experience true joy, you have to experience true trauma and devastation and grief. If you're not here, you'll never know what this feels like. And you'll never appreciate what this feels like.
Gratefulness.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. And I wish more people would, like when I look at people, especially, and I don't know if this happens to you, but I think I have a certain energy because people are drawn.
Yes.
If they can only see.
No, take your time.
if they can only see in themselves what I see when I look at them and believe that, changes everything.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
So
No, it does.
I'm a weirdo.
In the best way possible.
In the best way possible.
In the best way possible. You mentioned Sweetwater.
Yes.
You're opening up one of the, I want to say one of the first, but I'm going to say one of the first in a while.
Yeah. It's been about 10 years.
10 years. Lesbian bars.
Yes.
In West Hollywood.
Yes.
Why?
Wow. It has morphed into a place where our community can come and enjoy a space designed for them. It has morphed into a place of inclusivity, a place where people feel safe, a place where people can have a good time. I have this massive creative brain, and when my brain goes, I want to create, and I want people to enjoy that space. I want people to enjoy the entertainment that I'm going to bring. I want people to enjoy the drinks that are going to be made, whether they're alcoholic or non-alcoholic. I want us to have a space that they don't have to have fear that it's going to be taken over by a particular group, whether it be men or gay boys or whatever, straight people. It's like it will always be that. Does that mean anybody else is not invited? Absolutely not. Because if we don't all learn to get together and all learn to get along and all learn to embrace each other, you have to look at the goings on in the world today. It's time that we really embraced each other, no matter who's in front of us.
I couldn't agree more.
And move forward in that space and that love and appreciation.
I think there's a division that's happening in our community, especially between gay men and lesbians.
Yeah.
And it makes me so sad because at the end of the day, we're all on the quote unquote same team. We're all fighting the same fight, so to speak. So we should be supporting each other, especially during times like this.
I don't understand. I've never understood that. I've never understood division. I've never understood not letting people be who they are. I've never understood not loving your neighbor. But unless they're a danger to the community, a danger to children, a danger to women, a danger to gay men, whatever it is, but I think we need to come together as a community and stop the judgment. And that's all it is. It's just judgment. Mm-hmm. And it's got to come from both sides.
Oh, yeah. To my understanding, this didn't used to be the case. But if we go back to the 80s, it was lesbians that were helping gay men who were dying of AIDS. Yeah. That's why the L comes first in LGBTQ.
Did not know that.
Yeah, that's why the L comes first. It used to be GL.
Did not know that.
Lesbians during the HIV crisis.
I wasn't gay then, so I don't know. I'm sorry.
You weren't out then?
I wasn't out then. I didn't even know.
Yeah, they really stepped up during the AIDS crisis. And they were some of the only people that were willing to go into the wards and care for these men that were dying.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
I remember back in the 80s, the 90s, when I would go to lesbian events, lesbian put on, they had a lot in Long Beach that they used to do, white parties, black parties, white and black party. I mean, big events. They had the Factory in West Hollywood. And I remember it would be very crowded. And lesbians would get upset with other lesbians because you're like, how you go by somebody and just kind of gently let them know that you're coming behind them. Well, that was couldn't do that in the night. I mean, it would start a fight.
Really?
You touching my girl kind of thing. It was
my gosh, that possessive?
Very, very. Wow. It's gotten better. I mean, now I just go and I put my hands up and like, coming through. I'm not touching anybody. But there was a possessive-ness of,
interesting,
especially masked women with very feminine girlfriends and wives and things like that. No more girlfriends because there was no marriage back then. Mm-hmm. And I've seen a lot more comfortability now, which is good.
Yeah, that's good.
But then I still see that judgment all the time. And I'm just not with that shit. Sorry. I know. I'm just not.
Would you say there was more division or less in the 90s and 2000s?
I honestly, I don't know.
You don't know?
I grew up, so I wasn't in the gay scene particularly. Like I didn't go clubbing. I went out, but I didn't go clubbing. I didn't know really a lot about the lesbian community or the gay community. I just was, I had a girlfriend. That was my life.
Okay.
So I didn't know. I didn't research. I didn't educate myself. I just wanted to be me. I just wanted to live my life. And I wasn't comfortable at that time either in my own skin and being gay. And I
When did
worked
you come
for, okay, when I found out, it was like 1992,
Okay.
maybe 91, maybe 1990, somewhere around there. And I remember going to a psychologist because I was trying to figure myself out. I was on a law enforcement department, and the psychologist told me, don't come out. They were still firing people up to 1988. So between that and the shame and the guilt and thinking there was something wrong with me, and it took me a long time to really feel comfortable in my own skin and being comfortable being gay. It took me probably close to 15 years to actually be comfortable in my own skin. That's sad. It is. It's very sad.
Yeah.
In this space, not comfortable in my job, not comfortable, but in that space of being a gay woman, I really struggled until probably my mid to late 30s.
Okay. You were going to say something about your profession. You were a police officer, right?
Yes. For nearly 27 years, I was a member of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department.
Wow. What made you become a police officer?
Well, I'd like to say it was to help the community, but it wasn't. I was a single mom for the most part. I needed a job that had benefits and medical insurance, and I wasn't going to get bored. And when I saw the brochure and they had the deputies riding on the beach and the ATVs and rappelling out of helicopters, I'm like, that's for me. And I didn't realize, because I actually wanted to be an actor. That was my goal. I wanted to be a movie star or a politician. But I'm too honest, and I couldn't be a politician because I would never get elected.
That's true. You can't trust a politician as far as you can throw them.
Well, yeah, they wouldn't elect me because
Because you're too honest.
and I wouldn't. I'm not that one to toe the line like that. And then I realized over the course of my career was exactly where I was supposed to be. I believe that I impacted some people's lives.
I'm sure you did.
The things I've witnessed, the things I've seen, the death, it can shape you. I'm grateful for the opportunities I had on the department. I got to do a lot of wazoo shit, and it was fun. Like the coming out of the helicopter where you're strapped in and they lifting you up. It was kind of like a Six Flags Magic Mountain ride.
Like a Mission Impossible
Seriously.
scene. Yeah.
And going through the huge marijuana fields that were illegal in Angeles National Forest, and you're going through like you're walking through a jungle and with your M4, and it was cool. I had a lot of fun, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself, about who I was, who I wanted to be, how I wanted to be. The majority of the time, especially when I was working patrol, I worked by myself because I didn't want to get fired. I didn't want to go to jail. I didn't want to get killed. And I just did things a little bit differently than everybody else.
So you didn't have a partner?
I did in some areas. And okay. I worked narcotics too. And then there was a team. But I found that there were things that I didn't want to be attached to.
That makes sense.
There were things that I experienced that I'll say, I remember being on training. It was Christmas Eve. And the goal was, I really couldn't say anything. The goal was to take as many people to jail as possible because they would be in there for the long weekend or the long holiday. And I'm like, why?
Why? Is there a quota you guys have to meet?
No. I didn't understand it. It's like the people were doing wrong, but it's like, you take them over. I didn't get, and it wasn't like they were doing things like committing murder or robbery or, assaults. And it was minor misdemeanor offenses and stuff. And some of them had warrants. And it was just like, how many people can you fit in the backseat of your car? And I remember one of my first, I think they had 3, 4, maybe 5. And then I have to write all the paper and stuff like that. And it's a training thing. But when I was on training, I was like 32, 33 years old. I had a little bit of life experience under my belt. I was, and I didn't understand. It's like, why be that way? So there there was a culture that I didn't want to be a part of.
Okay.
Because I don't think you have to be that mean to people.
No.
It's
that
like,
doesn't make sense. You're supposed to protect people.
They're doing their job.
Yeah.
But it's Christmas. Like, my brain is like, why do you want to take these people away from their family on Christmas? I couldn't wrap my head around it. And I never forgot that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, were we legal in doing it? Absolutely. But just because you can doesn't always mean you should.
Very true.
And I struggled sometimes with that mentality.
Yeah.
Because I can.
That makes sense. There's a lot of controversy surrounding the police department now. Mm-hmm. Can I ask you how you feel about that?
I did an interview, and I think the way it was presented, it was my words. I think it was taken in a way that made it seem like I was blaming some of the communities for what's happening, because I made a comment about it's basically it was of our own doing. Like, what's going on with police officers is of our own doing, not the communities. People don't like the police because people are not treated fairly. They're not treated with dignity. They're not treated with respect.
Yeah.
Were there times that I had to physically fight someone to arrest them? Yes. Probably 95% of the time, I was able to talk them into getting in the backseat of my car. I think the problems with communities, law enforcement created. And through potential bias, prejudice, preconceived notions, judgments, without getting a full story. And you see it still happening. I think law enforcement can do a better job if they recognize that until you have all the information, don't assume. I worked with guys that were fully sleeved, tatted. And if they were out in public and nobody knew that they were a cop, they would get jammed up every time, because the visual is you see some dude walking down, especially when we worked undercover, long hair, tatted, and they're cops. We as police officers need to recognize that the people we come in contact are just people.
Yes.
I don't think there is enough training to change the culture of some of the people that put on the uniform. When you look at dirty cops, I have no respect for dirty cops. Mm-hmm. If you're dirty, you need to go to jail.
Yeah.
Even if there's only 1% of dirty cops in the United States, you're looking at there's something like 880,000 police officers, sworn police officers. And it's like, let it play out. Don't let your eagerness, I get it, you want to catch the bad guy, but make sure that, number one, that you have the right person. Don't just assume. When you have tactical teams doing search warrants and you're going to the wrong house, I personally think they should be held responsible.
Yeah.
I know when on our department, you're required to do work, double check to make sure you're hitting the right location. I think the culture is our own doing. I don't think it's the fault of the communities. The communities are reacting to the way they've been treated. And that's what I was trying to get across in that interview, is that it's not the fault of the communities that police are reacting. It's the fault of the police, because the reactions are coming because of the systemic things that have happened in these communities.
Yeah.
Because they don't treat someone, if you go to Rancho Palos Verdes, they don't treat those people the same as they do if you were to go to Compton. I worked Compton for 5 years. I remember working overtime up on the hill in Palos Verdes, and I had these kids. And they're like, well, you can't do this to us. And I'm like, watch me. Get your hands on the hood of the car. It's like, it's the middle of the day. Why aren't you in school? Kind of thing. But because of where they live, they thought they should have been treated like, you can't do this to me because here I live in this affluent area. It's like, okay, it's 11 o'clock in the morning. Why are you not in school? What are you doing? What are you up to? I was 14 once. I was 15 once. There's the belief that only black and brown people commit crime. Or if you're white, but you look like you're a meth head or something like that. And I just, you have to gain a sense of just do your job.
Intuition.
And don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
Let the evidence play out. And then you have those that even when the evidence plays out, it's like, oh, yeah, but I know he may not have done this, but he did something else. It don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Don't matter what he did. It's here right now.
Yeah, you have to pay attention to the evidence that's right in front of you.
Absolutely.
And then intuition versus assumption.
Yeah.
Those are two very different things.
Yeah.
As a police officer, was it difficult for you to tap into intuition because your survival instinct is also on?
Yeah, I was that person. I was talking about this with someone else the other day. I was crazy. I don't
know why that made me laugh.
I didn't know my own mortality when I was a young deputy. Like,
well, you kind
seriously.
of think you're invincible.
No, I didn't. Not because of the badge, not because of the uniform.
No, just being young.
Was crazy. No, but this is like serious. Like the way I was, and because I work men's central jail, I work primarily with men, and I worked with women too. I was that type of person where I recognized I had an inkling in the back of my head of my stature, because I'm 5'4", I was 120 pounds or something like that. But I had this belief that if you wanted to try me and you want to go to toe-to-toe with me, my brain went to, I will kill you with my bare hands. Because if you're going to come at me, you want to take me away from my family, I'm not going to let that happen.
And having a child does something to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't want someone knocking on my door saying, that actually happened, but that's another story. I don't want someone going to my door and telling my daughter, Mommy's not coming home. I just had this belief that nobody was going to take me away from my family. And if I had to kill you to make sure I went home, because I knew that if I got hit once or I was put in a position where they took me down, they would take my gun and kill me with it. Like, I knew this. I had this belief. And it was my survival. And I wasn't, it started in the academy for me, because even when I would struggle, we'd run 3 times a week, 6-7 miles, and, doing all the physical agilities and stuff. And when I start to feel like I want to give up, I would literally visualize my daughter screaming, Mommy, come get me. Mommy, come get me. And as I would run or whatever I was doing, she would keep getting not further and further away, but the distance, I could never get her. So I had to keep going until I got her. And what that meant for me was once I got to the finish line or once I got done, so I didn't quit. I wasn't going to quit. But I would say to guys, like, if you want to fight, come on, let's go. But I will fucking kill you with my bare hands. And I looked at them, and whatever was going on in my eyes,
they believed you.
They believed me. And all it was is like, you're not going to take me away from my family. And I remember one time it was a female inmate that thought I was all talk. And I literally took off my shirt, my belt. I said, okay, let's go. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was just kidding. I was just messing with you. It's like, you don't challenge that, because for me, you're not taking me away from my family. If you want to test that, because just by the nature of wearing the uniform, there are people that just would like nothing better than to kill a cop.
Yeah.
And I knew that until I realized my own mortality. And then it was like, oh, Bernie, you're a dumb motherfucker.
You woke up real fast.
I did. Now, here's the thing. I can go there. Now it's not just blind. Now I can control it. Now I can recognize when I need to be that and when I don't. And my daughter knew. We were at the Americana, I think, in Glendale. Mm-hmm. I'm in with my grandson in the Disney store. My daughter comes running in. She goes, Mom, they're shooting. I said, you take him. He was, 3 years old, maybe 4 years old. I said, you go to the back of the store and you don't come out until I come get you. And I was armed, and I went into the mall, and I was going after the bad guy. I had no vest on. I had no backup. I had no radio, no nothing. I had my cell phone. And I was determined that I was going to go after the bad guy and just do whatever I needed to do to make sure nobody got hurt, nobody got killed. That's something that I think it's just inherent in me.
What happened?
Oh, they were robbing a jewelry store. And people were running. I mean, there were strollers and packages strewn throughout the mall. And it's almost a funny story. I actually dreamt it that morning. It was so weird. The funny story is I'm walking through the mall and I see a guy walking with a badge. Mm-hmm. Now, I have a gun, but I don't have a badge. All I have is my ID. I don't have my flat badge.
So this was back when you were still in the force?
Yeah, it was still. It might not have been. It might have been when I was on duty. We were at the mall. I'd have to look back at the year, but I'm walking through and there's a guy with a badge. I'm like, cool. I said, you got a gun? He goes, no. You're wearing a badge around your neck, but you have no firearm, no form of weaponry. What are you going to do when you get to the bad guy? Show him your badge and say, okay, stop. I'm like, fuck, okay, get behind me. You're going to help me not get killed because I'm carrying a gun. Second guy, another guy with a badge around his neck. You got a gun? No. Get behind me. You're going to help me not get killed. So we're walking. They have their badge. I have my firearm. They're behind me, and I'm walking, and I'm clearing. I'm telling people, go this way, go this way. And we come around the corner, and Glendale PD comes through, and they got their AR-15s. They got their MP4. And I'm like, I literally went down to the ground, LA County Sheriff, laid it out. And we both, they finally come. They stand us up. They go to the one guy, you got a firearm? He goes, no, get the fuck out of here. Goes to the other guy with the badge. You got a gun? God. No, get the fuck out of here. You, come with us. We get about 5 steps. He turns around. He goes, you don't have a vest. Get out of here. Okay. And then I went back to go find my daughter. And they went through the mall. They had a team of, I think, 7, 8, maybe 10 guys.
What a story.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about how people are wired so differently because I would never deliberately put myself in danger like that. I'm just not wired that way.
I am the type of person that will literally run. I did run into a burning building. Me and 2 of my partners went into a burning building. It was on fire and rescued somebody.
Yeah.
Actually, I got the Medal of Valor for that. We got the Medal of Valor for that.
That's amazing.
You know, I am that person.
I would never do something like that. If it were my family or somebody I loved, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd jump in front of a bullet for them. But deliberately putting myself on something like the force or the fire department, I'm just not wired that way.
I do it now.
Yeah. I
still do it. I'm still that person.
Have you always been that way?
I don't know.
Just something within you.
I'm kind of old, so I think I've always had the attitude of helping people.
Yeah.
But not recognizing that that's what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a little touched. And they gave me a badge and a gun. No, what I mean is that I will always protect.
Yeah.
No matter who it is. I don't care. Even someone that maybe shouldn't be protected. Because you do the right thing.
Yeah, you do the right thing.
You do the right thing. And I think people in general struggle with that.
I agree. I think people struggle with that too. Like, I always try to do the right thing. I consider myself to be a very kind person. But I've been lucky in that I haven't been put in many situations that are super dangerous and that send you immediately into fight or flight. So I couldn't sit here and tell you exactly what I would do, but I know I would do my best to protect the people I love.
Yeah.
I've been in a situation once like that with my mom. I remember thinking in the moment, oh, this is probably going to be burned into my memory for the rest of my life. And I just quickly snapped out of it. I put my dogs in the room upstairs, and I just remember searching all over the place for my mom's ID. Oh, but yes, I've been lucky, knock wood, in that I haven't had to turn that part of myself on.
It's automatic. It's not like I was up for, where was I? I was going to go see The Notebook up in San Francisco with my other daughter. And I was at the hotel, and I'm talking because I always go up there for the 49er games. And I was talking to the staff and stuff like that, and she's looking, and I'm like, what's the matter? She goes, it looks like they're fighting. So I look in their little restaurant thing, and these guys are going. I literally walked over there. I stiff-armed the one guy. I said, not here, not now. And I stiff-armed him, pushed him away. I looked at the guy, I said, you okay? And that was it. I was like, it's almost.
It's instinct.
Stupid sometimes, to be honest. But it just is. I don't think I can not do that. But here's the other thing. You know when you have that intuition where it says yes or no? Like go this way or go that way. You're like, I don't think I should go that way. I think I need to go this way. kind of thing, or someone
Yes.
who's going to take a flight and then like instinctively like miss their flight. Something happens where they don't get on the plane and then the plane crash. It's that kind of thing. Like I recognize, because I feel like I'm divinely led, like if I'm being led in a different direction, I go. I just follow, I follow that.
That makes sense.
That whatever I'm being guided to do.
And then it goes back to what you said earlier about you knowing deep down this isn't the thing that's going to take me out.
Right. I have that never give up attitude, like ever. In whatever I'm doing. It's like, unless I decide like, okay, I'm done.
How did you go from police officer to bar owner? What a twist.
No, yeah. I always thought it was cool. I thought it'd be cool to be a bar owner, but it never, it was one of those things when I was a cop. It's like, oh yeah, that would be kind of cool. And just like, boop.
Yeah, just a passing thought.
But I was in West Hollywood with a high school classmate of mine. Hi, Michelle. We graduated high school together a very long time ago. Probably before you were born.
I won't tell you what year I was born.
Yeah, well, I graduated high school in 1982.
1982. That was the year my sister was born.
Your older sister? Yeah. So you got that out of the way.
Yes. Yeah, my older sister.
I'm old enough to be your mama. It was right after the pandemic and everything was kind of closed down. And I'm like, God, this would be a great place to open a bar. And I saw all the signs. I thought they were for sale signs and stuff. And I remember walking where Motherlode, they had the sign on. And I thought maybe they were selling it. It's like, it's small. I'm like, okay, cool. And there was a young lady that came out, and she happened to be their contractor. I said, is this place for sale? She goes, no, they're just remodeling. I'm like, oh. So we started talking a little bit, and she gave me the name of a broker. 2 years later, the rest is history. It was one of those things. I was walking there, and I'm like, God, this would be a great place. And then I came up with it. It was in my head, the name Sweetwater. I thought that would be a cool name. And the broker was showing me all these different places, but they didn't materialize. They just didn't feel right. I shouldn't say they didn't materialize. It's like, no, that's not it. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. And when he showed me where Sweetwater is now, it was Z Pizza and
that's what it was
Spooky.
Before.
Yeah. And I walked in. I'm like, this is it. How do we make it happen? And the rest is history. And I figured out, I took that first step. And like I said, I was dumb. Dumb in the sense that my own stubbornness is what helped me to leap. And then as I went through the process and realized this is really dumb. Not because, it really wasn't, but it was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to make this happen? I just figured it out. And it's been like that every step of the way. And the woman that came out of that, out of Motherlode, her name is Jeanette Legg, and she's my contractor. Her restaurant renovations is my contractor, and it's been phenomenal. There's one person that I don't want to mention, but that person lit a fire under my ass because that person made some comments and basically was trying to discourage me because I am a new owner and I've never owned a bar before. Said some things and it's like, you have no idea who the fuck I am.
You're truly adding to that community. I think I told you this when we first met. I moved back here from college when I was 22. And I spent a lot of time in West Hollywood. And it's always been Boys Town. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I love gay boys. Yeah. I do. I love being around gay men. I have no problem being around gay men. But there's no space for us.
Right.
The lesbian bars are dwindling throughout the United States. And there's that whole, and I think there's something to be said for this. There's the stereotype that lesbians get together and then they don't leave the house, right?
It's actually true.
It's true.
Or the spaces that are for lesbians, and I really don't like saying this, but this seems to have been the pattern. It's like they turn into dive bars.
They do turn into dive bars.
I'm not wrong in that.
No, okay. You're not. No, not at all. They do turn into dive bars. We haven't had a real space for us that is open 7 days a week. Yeah. We have parties, we have get-togethers. A lot of people come to those. Sorry?
I said I'm not open 7 days.
6 days? 5 days?
I'm closed Mondays and Tuesdays.
Oh, okay. So 5 days. You get what I'm saying, though, a stint.
No, I get it. Yeah. That lesbians can come and have a good time. Absolutely.
A permanent stint.
Yeah.
I'm quite young, so I haven't been around. Like, the Palms was closed by the time that I turned 21. Yeah. I mean, it was long closed by the time I turned 21. I never really had a space to go to. I just had these events. So this is going to be a new experience for someone like myself. So I profoundly appreciate that because I know so much about the lesbian scene and the dwindling bar scene.
Mm-hmm.
When I first heard that a lesbian bar was opening up in West Hollywood, I was like, this is lore until I see it. I'm just being super honest with you.
No, it's true. I believe you.
Yeah, it's
But
true.
that's where it's incumbent upon the people that own. I want to be known, not just as a lesbian bar, but I want to be known for our entertainment.
Yes.
I want to be known, and not just the DJ, not just the lesbian entertainers that are going to come. Like, I have some pretty phenomenal entertainment that my creative brain, it's like, how can we make people come and really enjoy themselves? Not just a DJ, but how can we really create a space that's eclectic and different and bring different types of entertainment? Yes, we'll have the typical drag show. Yes, we'll do lesbian burlesque and things like that. But I have other things that I think will bring new life to the lesbian community and something different than just the DJ and some of the other stuff.
Well, you're not only adding to queer nightlife in Los Angeles, but across the country. You're adding something unique.
I hope so.
We really do need these spaces to foster community.
Well, you have to also support these spaces.
Yes.
And that's where the crux is. So I think we're entering an age where if we can provide, like, I'm going to have just as a wide array. You'll have your typical cocktails, and then I'm going to have a wide array of mocktails. So people don't feel like, well, I really don't want to go out. You know, I don't want to drink. It's like, just come out, have a good time.
I'm sober 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't drink. I still love to go out.
Here's a nice mocktail that you can have a good time. You can still get a good drink. And some of the stuff that I have in my mind are botanicals, so you can still get a nice feeling from it, but it's all natural, you know. And I'm not talking about kava or anything like that. I'm talking about just some of the botanicals out there that like Three Spirit, and there's another one I can't think of off the top of my head that can provide that uplifting thing.
Yeah.
So you're not getting high and you're not getting intoxicated. I just want to do something different. And with the help of God and my creative brain, we can create a space, not just for lesbians, but for our entire community. And so people can come and really enjoy a good time. Like, it's not just about going out and getting shit-faced.
Do you have an opening date?
I'm looking, hopefully, between May 1st and May 15th. It's going to be phenomenal. And I'm a very active participant. I'd like to get it to a place where I don't have to be there all the time, but I want people to not feel like they're not connected to the owner, if that makes sense.
That does make sense.
And not in a bad way, just that I am available in a way that, do you remember the old, like, Dan Tana type? Or
yes,
you go to the old restaurants and the owner walks around. It's like, hi, how you doing? You know, you having a good meal? What do you, hey, Benny, go, get him a bottle of wine. You know, that kind of shit.
Yes. Very old-fashioned.
My vision is that it doesn't matter. It's going to be a family, from the bar back to the management staff. And I have a philosophy about that. And if you can't buy into that philosophy, then you cannot work for me. Mm-hmm. And here's the other thing. I will fire you. I don't care how much money you make me if you are not a good human being. End of story. Because then you become a cancer to the entire staff. And I won't have that. We take care of each other in a good way.
Are you really providing a safe space?
For everybody.
Yeah.
No,
staff and out of staff.
Here's the thing, and I've said this over and over again. I will make less money, me personally. I will make less money to make sure that my staff is taken care of.
Funny enough, I think that mentality will make you more money.
But it's true.
It's true.
like you know, I don't care about owning a jet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to make enough money. As long as I can provide for my family and provide for the people that I love, everything else is a blessing.
And then you're supporting the community as well.
Yeah.
You're in this for the right reasons, truly.
Yeah, if you told me that 2 years ago, I never would have, because I didn't connect the dots. I was too much in, like, what I wanted to create, and it morphed into, and how can I bring my personality into this? And how can I help people? Oh God, this is going to sound so fucking conceited.
No, please say it.
Oh my God. This is terrible. How can I bring people and help people to be think more like me, but not in an egotistical way. Bring more love, bring more connection, bring more less judgment, bring more connectivity, bring more you know, you see it all the time. Everybody's their judgment and, you know, they're fighting and this bitch and that bitch. And it's like, stop.
Yeah, just
Stop. It's like you have this one life.
yes. And that's apparent in nightlife because nightlife can be very dark.
Well, yeah, that you intoxicate someone and all the shit happens. But,
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole separate conversation.
That's another
conversation, which I could very easily get into, but I'm well aware of how I've seen it with my own two eyes. I know how dangerous and how dark nightlife can be.
Absolutely.
So I like that you're providing that light and bringing it to a new space. I believe it's going to be apparent. So I don't think what you said is conceited at all because you're bringing your energy into the space and that's going to become apparent to your customer.
Well, yeah.
Your life story is incredibly inspiring. And like I mentioned many times over, at this point, you've built a lot of resilience. But you said that you weren't always comfortable with who you are. You seem like you are now. What did that journey look like? And what advice do you have to somebody on that journey?
I would say comfortable in my homosexuality.
Okay.
Not in who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to separate it because even though being gay doesn't define me, it's still a part of me. As you can see, I wear a 3-piece suit. I'm very comfortable in my masculinity and I don't give a shit if people, you know. I think as a whole, resilience is built within the human spectrum of people who do not let their own self-limiting beliefs get in the way of who they want to become, how they want to be, and what they want to achieve. And overall, when you do good, good comes to you. When you're a good human, even with the trials and tribulations, I don't know that I've ever said, why is this happening to me? And I really do have a belief that everything that's happened in my life has happened for a reason and has made me who I am in a good way. We all have choices to be who we are and how we are, and we just have to decide what that looks like. So when you're going through your life and you're evaluating the context of the trauma you suffered, the pain you suffered, whatever happened, if you just flip the script and recognize that that helped shape you, you can either take that and go negative and go down, or you can flip that script and say, how can I use this to become a better version of me? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So and we all have that ability.
Yeah.
We just don't think we do.
It's my philosophy as well. The worst thing I've been through is losing my mom.
Yeah.
At a very young age. Even that I can look at and go, well, if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I wouldn't have this quality, that quality, the other. Right. I probably wouldn't be doing this. If she was still alive, I would be relying on her far too much to do something like this. Yeah. That might be an awful thing to say, but there's positivity that came out of that experience.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, and if I didn't think that way, it would crush me.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to let that crush me. No. She's looking down going, don't let I'm right here. Don't let that crush you.
She's with you all the time.
Yeah.
And it's the constant self-reflection. Like there's that old saying, how can I be a better version of me today than I was yesterday and keep growing to be a better version tomorrow? It's a constant evolution. I'm going to be 62 years old. I'm learning every day. And I really do just try and be the best version of myself as often as I can. Am I perfect? Far from it. Do I have issues? Yeah, sometimes. But I just want to be better today than I was yesterday. And how can I help people to feel seen? How can I help people to feel understood? How can I help people to see the essence of who they are deep down inside so they can follow their dreams and not let their own beliefs get in the way?
Well said. Perfectly said.
Well,
thank you so much for everything you've done and everything you're currently doing.
I appreciate that. I am very appreciative of life experiences I've had, and I can't even thank you enough and how grateful I feel and how honored I feel to be in this space with you. It's been pretty wonderful. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Really.
Yeah.